The CoinWeek Podcast is brought to you by PCGS. The PCGS members only show will take place Wednesday, May 24th to Saturday, May 27th at Harris in New Orleans, Louisiana. PCGS Collector Club members get in free. For more information, visit www.pcgs.com. Today on the CoinWeek Podcast, CoinWeek ancient coin writer Mike Markowitz joins us to talk about an age-old problem: how to evaluate and grade ancient coins. You'll learn about this and more next on the CoinWeek Podcast.
Few subjects in classical numismatics are as controversial as the grading of ancient coins. For collectors of American coins, the 70-point Sheldon scale is widely accepted as a universal standard, although there may be fierce arguments over precisely where a particular coin fits in on that scale, especially at the mint state high end, where a single point, plus or minus, may be a matter of tens of thousands of dollars in determining the final price. Today, I'd like to share with you some things that I've learned about ancient coin grading in over 25 years of increasingly serious collecting. Most ancient and medieval coins were hand-struck using hand-engraved dies, although some were cast in molds. Except for the occasional error, modern machine-made coins are basically all identical on the day they come out of the mint. But every hand-struck coin is unique. For machine-made coins, the obverse and reverse sides are likely to grade about the same, unless there has been some kind of damage to one surface or the other. But we commonly see ancients on which the two sides differ significantly in their state of preservation. This is partly because the dies for the obverse, which is usually the side that bears the portrait of a ruler or a deity, these were generally engraved in greater relief by the most skilled artists, while the reverse dies were cut more shallowly. They wore out faster because they received the blow of the hammer, and reverse dies were usually assigned to the less skilled artisans or apprentices. Traditionally, ancient coins have been evaluated with descriptive terms rather than numerical grades. In ancient coin sale catalogs, often in the first couple of pages, there'll be a little table giving the equivalents of those terms in a variety of modern languages. You should understand that many, possibly even most, ancient coins will grade as poor. That's a 1 on the Sheldon scale. Collectors and dealers often refer to such pieces as junk box coins. Of course, there's always that remote chance that a rare treasure will turn up in a carefully examined junk box. A high percentage of the ancient coins that come out of the ground are so worn, damaged, or corroded that they're not really collectible, although they may still be of value to an archaeologist in helping to date a layer of an excavated site, what archaeologists call a stratum. Now, ancient coins are found mainly in one of two ways: as individual stray finds that were lost in antiquity, or as hoards, a large group of coins often mixed in with jewelry that were deliberately buried or concealed in a ceramic vessel, a wooden box, or a fabric container. Mind the spelling of that word hoard. HOARD is a buried treasure. HORDE is a Mongol army. Since many of the source countries where ancient coins are found have misguided laws that criminalize the private ownership of antiquity and declare that anything ancient found in the ground is state property with no compensation to the finder, the coin trade tends to be quite secretive about the origin of coins that come to market. A small number of ancient coins do come from old collections, which may date as far back as the Italian Renaissance of the 14th century. Coins with a valid paper trail that establishes that kind of pedigree, what numismatists call provenance, are considered highly desirable by collectors and often sell at a large premium. For example, John Quincy Adams, U.S. President from 1825 to 1829, and his son, a diplomat, Charles Francis Adams, collected ancient coins avidly. They were donated by their descendants to the Massachusetts Historical Society and auctioned off in 1971. Coins from the Adams family collection occasionally come to market. The Texas oil man Nelson Bunker Hunt and his brother William Herbert Hunt assembled a vast collection of top-quality ancient coins, which were sold off in a pair of New York auctions in 1990 and 1991. And I'm very proud that I have 3 modest Hunt collection coins in my own collection. Let's talk a little bit about the lowest collectible grade of ancient coins. The lowest traditional grades of fair, good, and fine roughly correspond to 5, 10, and 15 on the Sheldon scale. Numismatics must be the only field where good means bad. Such low-grade coins are likely to be inexpensive. The exception would be famous types that are rare or in very high demand. For example, even the most worn Ides of March denarius of Brutus, struck in 43 BC, or a battered copper coin of the Egyptian Queen Cleopatra VII, who ruled from 51 to 30 BCE, will find a ready buyer if it retains enough remaining detail to be identifiable. Very fine and extremely fine are the most commonly collected ancient coin grades. VF, very fine, corresponds roughly to 20 to 35 on the Sheldon scale, while EF, sometimes written XF, corresponds to 40 to 50 or 55. It takes some time and effort to appreciate the difference between these grades. When you've seen many, many examples of the same basic coin type in a wide range of grades, recognizing the distinction does become almost automatic. Like anything else, practice, practice, practice. Ancient VF coins may show a lot of wear from circulation, but all the devices, the elements of the design, and most of the inscription should be present. A VF coin may be noticeably off-center on one or both sides. A VF coin may have traces of double striking, which is an error on a modern coin, but often a defect on an ancient coin. EF coins, extremely fine, are complete and fully legible. This grade, as I said, corresponds to 40 to about 55 on the Sheldon scale. Such coins usually have some circulation wear, especially on the high spots. For example, the tip of the nose on a facing portrait may be worn down, or the details of the hair and the ears on a profile portrait. Many catalogers will apply further descriptive terms to the grade, such as About EF or Choice EF. An EF ancient coin will typically sell for 3 or 5 times as much as an equivalent type in grade of very fine. Now let's talk a little about the grade of mint state, MS. The description mint state corresponds to grades of 60 to 70 on the Sheldon scale. While ancient gold coins in such high grades are not uncommon, such flawless silver coins are scarce, and mint state bronzes are exceptionally rare. In 2008, an incredibly well-preserved bronze sestertius of Roman Emperor Hadrian set a record auction price for an ancient bronze coin, over $2 million US. Desirable mint state ancient coins can easily sell for 10 times as much as an EF example, and sometimes far, far more. In auction catalog descriptions of top-quality ancient coins, we frequently see the phrase, virtually as struck. For any ancient coin to be truly mint state, as numismatists understand this term, is practically impossible. A mint state coin, by definition, has never been cleaned. But unless it's still caked with dirt, every ancient coin has probably had some kind of cleaning, even if that's only a soak in distilled water. A dealer that I used to know used the term wonder coin to describe the handful of truly mint state ancients that he handled. Such coins were probably buried soon after they were struck and have miraculously survived the centuries in such dry, non-corrosive conditions that they remained virtually as struck. We should talk a little about another term that we frequently encounter in coin descriptions, the word luster, L-U-S-T-E-R. This has nothing to do with lust, although it's similar in one respect. It's hard to define, but you know it when you see it. One dictionary definition is, quote, a gentle sheen or soft glow, especially that of a partly reflective surface, unquote. Sometimes we see the term written as mint luster or full mint luster. Here's a definition from the official American Numismatic Association Grading Standards for United States Coins, 6th edition, 2005, but I think it applies equally well to ancients. Quote, luster or mint bloom or frost is one of the most important aspects of grading in the mint state category. All other things being equal, a coin with rich, deep mint luster is a better candidate for a higher grade than one with a dull or lifeless luster. One rule does not fit all. Luster can vary from type to type, and examination of a wide selection of coins in the marketplace is the best way to gain expertise in this vital feature, unquote. Another phrase that you may encounter in ancient coin auction catalogs is a French phrase, fleur de coin, meaning flower of the coin die. It is often abbreviated FDC. The term is used, or some might say abused, by catalog writers to describe a coin that is as close to perfect as possible in all respects. This might correspond to the grade of proof 70 on the Sheldon scale. Such a coin must be mint state with nothing off the edge, no damage or corrosion, and if it has a patina, the patina must be attractive. We'll talk a little bit more about that beautiful word patina in a while. A search for the phrase flawless mint state on the Coin Archives Pro database, which lists over 2 million coin auction records from recent decades, produced just 34 hits, often accompanied by a modifier like nearly or almost. Of these, 5 were bronze, 10 were silver, and all the rest were gold. Now let's talk about the word patina. Patina is a complex and sometimes controversial subject. It's the term numismatists use to describe the surface changes that occur on ancient coins after centuries of burial in the ground or decades of storage in a collection. Since gold is relatively inert chemically, patina as an aspect of grading mainly applies to silver and copper alloy coins. Remember, bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. Brass, which we find in some ancient coins, is an alloy of copper and zinc. Ancient bronze often contains some lead and traces of other metals. A good, stable, smooth patina protects the surface of a coin from further corrosion. We'll often talk about bronze and brass as self-protective metals, that in the environment they form a surface coating that resists further attack by the environment. The dark coating that we might call tarnish on silver forks and spoons is called patina or toning on silver coins. The chemistry of this is complex, involving oxides, sulfides, chlorides, and other compounds depending on the environmental conditions of burial or storage. Patina on copper alloy coins could be green, bluish-green, brownish, grayish, reddish-brown, or mottled. Exposure to chlorides can produce what is called bronze disease, a powdery greenish deposit on the surface that slowly destroys the underlying metal and can be difficult to arrest or cure. The topic of ancient coin cleaning and conservation may be even more controversial than grading, and I hope to talk about that in a future podcast. For beginners, the best advice is leave it alone, because unskilled attempts to clean a coin will generally do more harm than good and may destroy the coin's value. I'd like to talk a little bit about the NGC grading system for ancient coins. The Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, is well known to collectors as one of the major services that grades and encapsulates or slabs collectible coins. The great American numismatist David Vagey developed NGC's innovative system for slabbing ancient coins. The coin is held inside the plastic slab by 4 prongs that allow most of the edge to be clearly seen. The ability to examine the edge of a coin is something important to many collectors because a fake coin can often be spotted by a visible casting seam along the edge. Now, many older collectors strongly oppose the encapsulation of ancient coins. They call the slabs plastic coin prisons and point out that NGC does not certify the authenticity of the coins that it encapsulates, although they will not knowingly encapsulate a known and obvious fake. Younger collectors, on the other hand, find slabs ancients to be convenient to carry around and store, and they appreciate the reassurance of that third-party grading. My own feeling is the coin doesn't care. In my own collection of over 300 pieces, I have exactly 4 that were slabbed, and I see no reason to crack them out. Along with this method of encapsulation, NGC uses a 5-point grading scale that separately evaluates coins on 2 dimensions, strike and surface. Strike refers to how well the coin was made at the mint, while surface describes how well that coin has survived the ravages of time. The highest possible grade would be 5/5. Along with the numerical grades, the label also provides the conventional descriptive grades, such as very fine. The main considerations for grading strike are centering, the strength and evenness of the strike, the presence of any edge cracks or imperfections in the blank, and die state. Die state, well, because coin dies were very laborious to engrave, they often remained at use in the mint until they cracked, broke, wore out, or became rusty. So coins from a fresh die will often grade higher than coins struck from a worn die, even though the amount of wear on the coin may be exactly the same. The main considerations for grading surface are luster, there's that word again, corrosion, porosity, incrustation, presence or absence of silvering, cleaning, marks, scratches, and hairlines. For bronzes, many of which are patinated or encrusted, a host of other considerations may be noted, including modern efforts to smooth an encrusted surface. For ancients that had silvering, a fine surface coating of thin silver applied as part of the minting process, the amount of that original coating that remains is a consideration. Another characteristic that may be graded separately is style. Coins that are struck from especially artistic dies may receive the coveted fine style designation added to the label on the slab. According to NGC, quote, the style of an ancient coin may be defined as the visual impact of the design based upon the quality of its composition and engraving. Like beauty, style is in the eye of the beholder, and there are vastly different ideas about what constitutes good art. Nevertheless, there is a rational basis for analyzing the style of an ancient coin by comparison with other ancient coins and with ancient art in different media. Unquote. That phrase, eye of the beholder, is worth keeping in mind. The value of any ancient coin is the product of a complex mixture of eye appeal, technical grade, rarity, and historical interest. One more feature of the NGC grading system is the star designation. Coins with exceptional eye appeal or an important pedigree are awarded a small black star on the label. This does not necessarily mean they have a higher technical grade, but such starred coins are likely to command higher prices, especially from investors, because they are likely to be easier to sell. The best numismatic advice I ever got was buy fewer but better coins. As with so many things in life, the bitterness of low quality remains long after the sweetness of low cost is forgotten. Would you like to know more? A few good references that may help beginners to understand ancient coin gratings are the 5 volumes on Roman coins and their values by David Sear, and 6 volumes by Wayne Sayles, Sayles, under the title Ancient Coin Collecting. This is Mike Markowitz for CoinWeek, wishing you good hunting.
If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends. Remember, you can download every episode of the CoinWeek Podcast for free from the iTunes Store. Stream it online on our YouTube channel or on CoinWeek.com. For CoinWeek, I'm editor Charles Morgan, and until next time, happy collecting.